Tonight, colour and protest at the Auckland Pride Parade. Kia ora and welcome, I'm Andrew Whiteside. This is GayTalk Tonight with our annual coverage of the Auckland Pride Parade for 2016. Now, no doubt you've heard the parade was interrupted by protest. This episode is not going to focus on that, but GayTalk Tonight is investigating No Pride in Prisons who interrupted the parade, and we're investigating what they stand for and why they're doing it, but that's for a later episode. For now though, sit back and enjoy what was the 2016 Auckland Pride Parade. It's a rare sight to see horses on the footpaths in Auckland City, and so it could only mean one thing: a parade was coming, and this one was for us. As 2016 marks the 30th anniversary since the decriminalisation of male-to-male sexual activity in New Zealand, it was entirely appropriate then that this year's Grand Marshal was Fran Wild. She was the Member of Parliament who pushed that legislation through all those years ago.
This would never have been able to happen 30 years ago, so it is so wonderful that people can celebrate who they are in complete freedom, and that a whole lot of the establishment are here as well, celebrating with them. It would have been an absolute impossibility 30 years ago, so it's great, it's wonderful.
This year saw a change of direction for the parade, and it kicked off at the Three Lamps end of Ponsonby Road. There was a carnival atmosphere as people got into the spirit of the occasion, and a little after 6 p.m. the ribbons were cut and off it went. The Dykes on Bikes are always a great sight, and it was they who got things moving. The lead float celebrated 30 years of homosexual law reform and a desire to enhance the mana of our rainbow communities. It recognised the intergenerational story of our struggle for acceptance, and high atop the float was effervescent Auckland drag persona Miss Ribena, who was joined by the parade dignitaries. Te Whānau Uanuku, or Rainbow Family Float, was a proud evocation of culture and identity, reminding us that Tamaki Makaurau, the city of Auckland, has a rich Māori heritage and history. The Auckland Lesbian Business Group and Charlotte Museum provided a small but quirky and sometimes in-your-face contingent. The museum curates a valuable collection of lesbian history. Southern Star Steel Band is New Zealand's first Caribbean steel band, with players from various places around the world. They welcome diversity in all its forms. Tertiary institution Unitec had a small but enthusiastic group keen to show diversity in our education sector. Hamilton Pride came together to celebrate and support the diversity of the Waikato region's rainbow community. Marching proudly were members of the New Zealand Prostitutes Collective, a group committed to working for the empowerment of sex workers. Among the big corporates in the parade was Coca-Cola. Their float brought out acrobats and a lot of colour, but no free samples of that famous beverage. Auckland Unitarian Church say they unconditionally support marriage equality and in fact officiated the country's first same-sex marriage. The guys and gals from Love Your Condom were out in force. The message was simple: get tested and use condoms. They brought with them a massive and stunning rainbow flag. Outline is a nationwide phone and face-to-face counselling service for the rainbow community. It's a fantastic service, and to highlight the ups and downs of life we deal with daily, they brought a virtual roller coaster. Costumes and live music heralded the University of Auckland's message that it values the advancement of knowledge and a commitment to serve its local, national and international communities. The big banks came to the parade. Westpac brought along vibrant colours. The company has an open diversity policy which has led to official recognition with a rainbow tick. The Overwatch marchers represented the New Zealand Defence Force. This is their third year in the parade and shows the Defence Force's commitment to recognising and supporting GLBTI people in the ranks. The AUT float celebrated the themes of growth, transformation and acceptance. values that align with the university's commitment to valuing diversity. And here things came to a halt. The floats didn't move for at least 45 minutes.
It's not your parade! It's not your parade!
We relocated our cameras to the Western Park end of Ponsonby Road and found the reason why. A group known as No Pride in Prisons had interrupted the parade several times. When our cameras got there, the police were holding them back. However, a short time later, they had blocked the road again, but were eventually escorted off the street. They were protesting this, the inclusion of police and corrections staff in the parade. It's the third year police have marched, and this time they brought their smallest squad car, police dogs and of course horses. Nestled amongst them was their government minister, Judith Collins. The Department of Corrections is a controversial addition to the parade for the second year running. Their policies recognise the value of diversity and the importance of treating all offenders fairly and humanely. But the protesters at this event say in reality they don't deliver on that promise. Following behind the police and corrections was our national airline Air New Zealand. They marched proudly as a show of support for their LGBTQI employees and the community at large. Amnesty International were right behind them, marching for justice, freedom, truth and dignity for all. It takes a village to raise a child. Tangaroa is our sustenance. Those words summed up the Pacifica Pride float, which featured Miss Samoa, New Zealand. Representing the seaside town of Raglan were the surfers, farmers and assorted strays. They brought a sense of fun to the parade, but also politics, challenging the Trans-Pacific Partnership trade deal. Support groups are an integral part of our community and they were represented. UniQ for students and Positive Women is a group of individuals who provide essential and important support to women and families living with HIV and AIDS in New Zealand. Auckland Rainbow Community Church and the Pitt Street Methodist marched together, showing that Christianity can be accepting of diversity. No parade would be complete without remembering those who've died of AIDS. This year, GALS, the gay and lesbian singers, joined other choirs on the New Zealand AIDS Foundation Remembrance Float. National Party MP Nikki Kay brought some of her posse to the parade. This is the second year they've been in it and had a few more people than last year. Body Positive is an important support and advocacy group for HIV positive people. They marched in vibrant red balloons. And speaking of red, the Labour Party came next, celebrating the party's 100th birthday. Leader Andrew Little led from the front and was joined by MPs Louisa Wall and Jacinda Ardern. Balloons marked another bank, this time the ANZ, and their simple slogan, diversity, inclusion, respect. BNZ was the last of the big banks marching, smaller than the others in number, but their message of respect and equality for everyone just as strong. Right behind them was Vegan Pride, marching to bring awareness around the correlation between human rights and animal rights. Proud to Play NZ and the New Zealand Falcons rugby team marched to support our queer sports people and to promote the notion that sporting groups should include people regardless of sexuality or gender. St John Ambulance returned to the parade this year. They brought bikes and a very noisy ambulance. Fletcher Building provided a very large truck, some burly construction workers and some very bright high-vis vests. Always popular, the Bears were there, celebrating the 7th year of Bear New Zealand. They claim it's the country's fairiest and friendliest festival. Holding Our Own is a support group of parents of rainbow kids. They are allies to our communities and believe no child should stand alone. Rainbow Youth provides education, support and information for young queer people, their friends and whānau. They are an important part of our community and marched proudly alongside Youthline, who've been providing support to our communities for many years. Small in number but packing a punch, the Marching Boys were back this year, their choreography created by former Mr Gay World, Chris Olwage. We were promised a nice finale, and recently reformed Kiwi group True Bliss provided that. They sang their hearts out, and their float had a Grecian quality to it. Not officially part of the event was Greyland Tyreworks. They ensure the parade's many wheels keep moving, and incidentally they were the only gay-owned business in the parade. So all in all, quite a fascinating night. The parade, obviously because of that protest, was massively longer than intended and created some logistical problems, not only for us filming it, but for those actually running it. People seem to enjoy it though. I'm keen to know what you think. As I say, GayTalk Tonight will be investigating the wider story around those protests. But let me know what you think. Were you there on the night? Did you witness the protest? What are your thoughts on it? You can contact the show through our email or through Facebook or Twitter. For now though, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again very soon.